Okay, hi. Welcome again to this series of videos about Six Sigma. Today we are going to talk about the difference between common and special causes of variation. Well, let's start. Let's define first what is common causes. Common causes is the result of predictable error. It belongs to the process, and it is caused by how the process is going. Usually it is called measuring of potential technology. Why? Because in common days in your company or in your process, you have variability. But this variability is not so common. Well, it's common, but you cannot notice at all. So if you solve this variability, practically you will have the potential technology. That's why it is called the measuring of potential technology. Now, what about special causes? Special causes, it's the result of unpredictable errors. It means that it can happen and you don't know. If it happens, and the process is not coupled. And here the variation is clearly, so it could be noticed quickly. One characteristic of these special causes is that when it occurs, it has to be fixed right now. Usually what relies these special causes is when the management or the operators ask itself what happened. The common examples of special causes are usually the problems in machines that happen after a period of time. For understand better, let's take an example. In this example, we are talking about brake fluid. Brake fluid is a product that it is used for cars in order to maintain the fluid in a temperature where the fluid doesn't boil. So this brake fluid helps, like its name, to brake the car. So in this example, you can see in the image that the person is filling the bottles. In this case, the bottles have many presentations. It has bottles of 8 ounces, 12 ounces, etc. So here we are going to discuss about the presentation of 12 ounces. So what is happening here is that it's always the measuring of the quantity of ounces in the bottle. So usually, if we are talking about presentation of 12 ounces, the variability arounds by, let's say, 12.25 and 11.75. So here variability always exists, and this is the common cause. So it's not the problem of the operator, it's much the problem of the machine, maybe, or maybe the operator. We cannot assume that exactly. So that is the difficult part for the management to investigate, to research why this common cause occurs. In this case, the common cause is the variability of the quantity of ounces in the bottle. Now, let's imagine that something happens to the machine. An explosion occurs, so that would be an obvious example of special cause, and obviously it has to be fixed right now. if it has exploded, it has to be fixed. But let's take in a position that in the real life it doesn't happen at all. What is more common is that it has an explosion, but a little bit. So maybe you cannot notice in a period of time, in a fewer period of time. But how you can notice and how and why this is called special cause? Because it happened a little explosion. It occurred something while you were filling the bottle. Maybe the operators could not notice that they are filling the incorrect ounces in the bottle. But maybe the supervisor, or maybe a capacity operator could notice. It could be visual, or maybe by the data. So here you have the data that it shows that the bottles doesn't have at all 12 ounces. It has more, and that it's a big problem for the final product. The company will stay in disadvantage with their competitors. So have a bottle that is not correct, the clients will go, and also it will affect the specifications of the client. So here the special cause will be detected rapidly, and how I explained, it has to be fixed in order to have a capable process. Well, that's all. That's the difference between common and special causes. Thank you.